Good afternoon. I'm Chien-Ling from Yuan University in Taiwan. It's my honor to have this opportunity to share my teaching method at the FMA conference. I'm really excited about this because 10 years ago, I came here to present my research paper when I was a PhD student. And now this is my 8th year of teaching. I have taught derivative security for 11 times in the past 7 years. This is a required, in our university, this is a required course for finance majors. But in other university, they may use another name like financial derivative or futures and options. Either way, as long as the course content involves a combination of many option contracts, that is relevant to my topic today. Okay, and the title of my presentation is Replica. That is a classroom activity I designed to help students learn the technical part of option trading strategy. And this is the agenda of my presentation. I will first give you a motivation why I designed the game, and then I will introduce the teaching procedure, how it works, and then I summarize this teaching method. And finally, I can also provide a future extension of what I intend to do. If you are familiar with derivative course, you must know this book, right? This is one of the most famous textbooks on finance, written by Professor John Ho. And so the chapter of option trading strategy is usually followed by the basic introduction to options. But at that point in time, students are still learning the full basics strategy, and many of them were not really familiar with the full strategies. Yeah. And so in this chapter, we try to give them a lot of combination of our full basic strategies. So it makes students feel a certain increase in difficulty. And of course, the learning is not so effective. Okay, so if we ask students that, if we tell students that option strategy are flexible and versatile, and if you ask students, is this chapter interesting? They usually say no. They are complicated, right? And if you ask them how they feel, many get frustrated and find it difficult. You know, my research interests happen to be financial derivatives. So when I see the feedback from students mentioning that they find it difficult, they get frustrated. Actually, I get frustrated too. Okay, so I try to imagine that how the student responds to me if the subject of this sentence became a puzzle game. Look at the boy's face, right? So they most likely answer me, yeah, is it fun, right? And they may feel excited because all the difficulty become challengeable, enjoyable challenge, right? So in my third year of teaching, I designed a classroom activity. I hope to help students learn the technical part of trading strategy. But I use the term activity, not the game, not the term game, because at that time, that is not funny. I saw some feedback from students that support they give a very positive comment to my activity, but I still get a lot of comments say that that's difficult and hard to follow. Okay, so however, one day last year when I was playing with my daughter, I was inspired by the puzzle game. Okay, but I have to clarify that this game company did not sponsor me. Okay, I mentioned this game just only as an example. Many puzzle games have similar inspirations. Okay, I find that there are 4 important components in the puzzle game. The first component is the content. This game has a game board with 3 rabbits, 2 foxes, and 3 mushrooms. This is the first inspiration I got. Looks later. They are cute, right? Imagine that if the rabbit were replaced by exponential functions, and foxes were replaced by logarithm functions. I think you wouldn't like to, you probably wouldn't want to play it, right? And the second important component is the challenge. This game designed 5 different levels, from simple to complex, and each level has 12 challenges that have similar in difficulty. Okay, so that's the second inspiration I got. We need to define different levels for students, and when students were notified that level up, they are encouraged and they get more confident. The third important component is the goal is to be clear. Okay, like this game, the goal is to get all the rabbits into a rabbit hole. It's very clear and very simple. And the first component is the rule. The rules must be simple, and also intuitive. Look at this example. Rabbit must always jump. That's intuitive. Fox can slide. Simple and intuitive. Mushroom cannot move. Simple and intuitive. However, the combination of the rules can be complex. Let's look at one example. You may face. This example shows all the situations you may face in a game. Okay, the gray rabbit can jump over the mushroom, and the orange rabbit can jump over the other rabbit, and the gray rabbit can jump over the fox. Okay, and the white rabbit can jump over a combination of obstacles. Not only this, the fox can slide to help the rabbit find its way home. Finally, you solve the challenge. That's really complicated, but it's fun. So that's the biggest inspiration I got from this puzzle game. Difficult problems can be designed as enjoyable challenge. Okay, so go back to the replicas. I try to ask myself this question: can we design a puzzle game for option trading strategies? That's the topic I'm going to introduce today. The materials are very simple. I use a PowerPoint file to interact with students, just like now. Okay, and the second one is optional. I prepare a mini whiteboard, a marker, and a bold eraser for each group of this student, because I encourage the group discussion. And the mini whiteboard is very simple. You can prepare a transparent folder with a A4 paper. So this is a mini whiteboard. You can use a marker to write down and to interact with students like this. But of course, you can also use some app to interact with students. In that case, you only need a PowerPoint file, and I made it, so I can share to you. So the cost is very low. And at the beginning of the game, I introduce some guidance. I teach them how to play my game, okay, the Replica game. And I try to link the game instruction to the full components I mentioned in the puzzle game. So the first page shows the content of my Replica game. Okay, there are 3 proper cards and 2 connectors. The 3 proper cards are L stands for left, U stands for up, R stands for right. Okay, so the left card means you can change the angle on the right hand side of the point X. The right card means you can change the angle on the right hand side of X. The up card means you can push up the entire curve. Okay, so they are simple and intuitive. And the 2 connector means if you want to add 1 more card, you need a connector. Okay. Simple and intuitive. This is the first game instruction. I guide them to understand the environment of try to understand the game screen. Okay, so that is the main screen, and I show the game level. And the goal of this game is to replicate the shape on the game screen using the prop card and the connectors. And on the bottom line is the decision area, which means students can write down their proper card and the connector to replicate the shape on the screen. And so, like this example, we need a left card on B point, so they can change the angle on the left-hand side of B, and they add a right card on B point, so they can change the angle. Okay. And the second instruction, I showed a situation in the future game that is a gray card. Gray card means it's a lock. It's a level lock card, which means you cannot move this card. Okay, this is a very important game design because I can design a unique solution. Okay, so I can interact with students, I can check their answer very quick because I use gray card to make sure there's only one solution. And the second instruction also introduces the function of a negative connector. Negative connector means you can use if you use the negative connector to the U card, which means you can push the entire curve on the upside direction. Okay, so negative means the opposite direction. So we push the entire curve down. The third instruction emphasizes the negative connector again because it's more advanced so far. Okay, so if you add the negative connector to the right card, which means you can change the angle down. So that's the whole instruction of the puzzle game. So can we start? Yeah, we can start, right? Don't forget that the inspiration from the puzzle game. We need to design different difficulty. Okay, so I designed 3 levels. The first level is a warm-up, so there are only 3 challenges. And when let answer the last challenge, I show this picture to them. Congratulate for their level up. Okay, and at that time they also learn new rules. They learn advanced rules every time they get level up. Okay, so we gradually release the rules, and then I designed 5 challenges in the second level. As you can see, all the game challenges are the pair function of option trading strategies. Race reversal, bull spread, that is short struggle, and that's countdown, right? So it perfectly match the course content. And in future, after 1 week, when they go back to the course, they feel friendly, right? These charts are friendly. And then when they move to the next level, they learn some new rules. Because this is a classroom activity, so I only designed 4 levels in the 4 challenges in the 3rd level. Okay, so that's the photo in our class last year. That's the first semester. Okay, so you can see that students focus on the screen and they are thinking about how to solve the challenge, and they enjoy it again. And they also show me the mini whiteboard if they have the answer. They discuss each other and they show me their answer. If they are correct, their answer are correct, I show them a thumb up. Okay. And these photos are from the 2nd semester. They are very happy, and they are talking about how to. They have different opinions, so they are talking about how to solve the challenge. Okay, so let me conclude my teaching method. Why we play this game? Okay, at the end of the activity, I also ask this question to students. Why will we play this game? The 3-part cards are exactly the call option, put option, and the bomb, or you can say catch. And the positive connector, which means long position. Negative connector means the short position. Okay, and all the game challenge are the pair function of option trading strategies. Okay, so it perfectly matches the derivative portion. And so if we go back to this question, can we design a puzzle game for option trading strategy? Now I'm confident to say that yes, we have a game that's a puzzle game. Okay. So I also do some literature review on financial education journals. There are some classroom activities. classroom games, but this is the first one come up with the option trading strategy. Okay, so I think it's innovative. And it's also easy to transfer because, as I mentioned, the material is very simple and the cost is very low. So I can share the file to all of you and maybe put on the FMA website. So everyone can use it, right? And we play this game 1 week after a midterm exam. And then we teach option trading strategy. And I do some, I conduct a questionnaire and feedback survey at the end of the semester. So students answer the question after learning the course content. Okay, and most students get very positive comments. And this activity is fun and easy to learn, and most importantly, it's highly relevant to the future course content. And that's the 10 question I asked students in my questionnaire. This also refers to a paper in the educational journal. Okay, so 5 point means strongly agree, 1 point strongly disagree. And the sample size is 95 students in both semesters. Okay, the total size is 95 students. I mean, that is valid survey. Okay, so the average score are shown on the left-hand side. As you can see, they feel that they understand more of the option trading strategy, and they are more familiar with the mechanism of option trading strategy. And the next one get the highest score. That is, they recommend keeping the replica game for this course in the future. And the first one is very low because it's a negative statement. Okay, I use this statement to verify whether it's a valid survey. Because sometimes they usually get a strongly agree. So this is a trick. So that's why I only have 95 valid survey. Okay, and finally, I still have time, right? Well, 2 minutes. So I can introduce future extension. Actually, I have a complete idea, but so far I don't have time, and I am still applying funding. I think I need assistance to help me. That is, I will make a online game, a Scratch game, and I know how to do that, but I don't have time to do that. And I have this is a prototype of the game. Okay, so I hope to see the game complete in the next 1 year or 2 years. Okay, but the design is a little bit different from the in-class activity. Okay, because it's an online version, and students can play this at home. This is inspired by some feedback from students. Some students mention that they want to play more. Some students mention that too quick, please slow down. So it's very hard to satisfy all students. So if I made a Scratch game, online game, they can play at home, right? And so here are the toolbox. They can drag the button to a specific circle and to replicate the game labels. Okay, so as I mentioned, I want to show you I have a complete idea. Okay, and I also define 3 levels, but actually because it's an online game, play it at home, so we can play. I can design 5 levels. The 4th level, that is a binary option. So we will have a new button that is jump. So the curve can jump. That is not a continuous function. That's a discontinuous function. And we can also add some nonlinear function in the 5th level. And then we can replicate the time spread. Okay. So yeah, that's my whole idea. Thanks for your attention. I'm Chien-Ling from Yuan University. Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Chien-Ling? Any questions?
Yeah.
How does a round of that actually look? Could you show us like what a round would be from beginning to end of the replica game?
How to round
of the replica game?
Actually, I show you more slide here. After the after the game instruction, I show them the first. This one. This one. So I show them the first level, the first challenge, and then they have to do discussion and they write down the answer on the mini whiteboard, so I can check If you have answer, please show me. And if you are correct, I show them a thumb up, and they are very happy. And we're still waiting for another other groups because we hope everyone can follow the game.
So
and then we move to the next one. The same one.
Oh, sorry. So the challenge is to replicate the picture.
Yes.
Okay. Have you considered, like, you were talking about extending through like scratch game, but really, when I look at this, what I see you built is the basics of like a matching or shedding type card game, where you play cooperatively or competitively to hit a goal, such as my trading strategy is X. This is what, given my scenario, I want to reach a certain trading strategy. Now I have to work against other players to build what I think is the best picture of that, without knowing that's the picture.
Without knowing the picture.
Right, because you have all,
Yeah,
you have all
I
the
know.
elements, right? You have the
Yes.
different pieces, the left, the right, the interactive, the plus minus.
But if they can understand this part, we can also ask the same question. If you are bullish, so you can try to find some English pictures, and then you know how to form the option strategy.
Right. I was just, and that's awesome to begin. And when you were talking the extension slide,
Yes.
and that's where I was going.
Yes, following up on Yuri's, so could you have the game, the scratch game, have a binary switch where the first switch is you play it to learn, and so you're not competing, and then you have another switch where it's dynamic, and once you've learned, once you've mastered the, all of the strategies, all of the levels, now you're going to compete.
Yeah.
So have two modes of the game.
Yeah.
You play Uno. You play
Yeah.
Uno the first time with your family. You
Yeah.
play Uno to learn what is Uno.
And the next time
And
you
the
play
next
with your
time, it's like,
cousins.
now we're playing.
That's
again.
very good. That's a very good idea. I will consider because, as I mentioned, I still have some research team, so I cannot spend too much time here. So that's why
Well,
I
I mean,
mentioned
even
I
without like a whole like online component, you built the basics of a card game. Those are all the basic elements of a card game that works that way. Which is really
do
cool.
me physical card.
Yeah, like card games like deck builders, like,
Actually,
like the Seven Wonders,
if
or
you
things like that.
because we have five points here, so if you use L card, R card, the left card and the right card, which means you need five right card and 5 left cards, right? Yeah, so maybe maybe
So
you can do that.
that.
So you can do that.
Remind me, his name is escaping me, that won the teaching award with the game, the trading game.
Was it?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it Jack?
What's
No,
his
who
name?
was it? Hold on, I can find it.
2018. First year.
Pardon?
He was from Richmond, right?
Uh,
He was from Richmond.
He's not University of Richmond.
Hold on, I got this.
Is he Old Dominion? No.
It was a really fancy option trading game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's first year.
It was
2018.
I think it was the second year.
So
Because it was the year, it was after the year after you.
Oh, maybe first or second.
I think it was the second year.
One of the things I was thinking about as you were doing this, one of the challenges that we often have is you've got 2 groups of students. One student just wants to learn the rules to solve the problem. The other student wants to understand kind of the big picture. And I wonder if there's a way of embedding something in this game, or at least in the follow-up to the game. Why is it that this combination of options achieves this? Because I mean, this is all. At this level, it's pattern matching. But really, what you're doing is you've got an action and a canceling action. If you have a call and you want to level out the payoff function, you have to have something that's going down at a 45 degree, and so on. But I wonder if there's a way to embed that in the game, or if that's something that you do as a follow-up. Why do these strategies achieve this? Because the hard part is taking the students from just the mechanical learning, this strategy replicates this, and then you get to the why.
So this is I want to inspire students. So I only spend 1/2 class. It's about 18 minutes to teach them the technical part.
Okay.
And then we will go back to the normal course. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just following up on several of the comments, so what you have is the whiteboard where they have to draw things on, and you give them the picture that's the target, but I think you can combine some of those ideas, and they're there, so I've just kind of drawn the bridge. You could say, rather than this is the picture that we need, you could give them a setting and say, this is what we expect markets to do. So not a picture, but like we expect a lot of volatility, but we don't know its direction. What's the appropriate trading strategy? Put the elements together. So if you had either the whiteboard to draw on or the cards that were like, okay, you have 5 different call cards with different strike prices and 5 different put cards with strike prices and the ability to reverse them to be either buy or sell. Construct a trading strategy that most effectively capitalizes this particular market movement. I think that takes, because the pattern recognition and replication helps them understand the strategies, but I think what Pete's saying is that the next level is, do they know what the strategies are supposed to be doing?
That's kind of, one is, to put it in the vernacular, do you know the steps to the dance? And the second is, when do you want to do the dance?
Yeah, can you build a straddle, and when is it appropriate to use what?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I will think about it. Because obviously, I designed this game. My invention is that I want to design a game that my daughter can play. She's 5 years old. So that's why I try to simplify everything to a puzzle game. Yeah.
Usually, this kind of procedure can be done and fast with that kind of Q&A, like public friend and the instructor, the professor ask this kind of question.
Yeah, because we will still go back to the normal course, so we can talk more at that time. But you need to make them enjoy this topic, right?
Just curious that so this is related to the options. Right?
Yes.
So when we talk about derivatives, there's other such as futures, the swaps. So do we think about
Futures, of course, can cover in this.
yeah
Because we have the pair function of future. But swap, because swap is we have many periods, so I think that's much difficult. Yeah.
If you wanted to not alter what you did too much, you could even change it so that the levels integrated what we just talked about. That the starter could be pattern matching, the next level could be kind of the harder pattern matching, and then the third level wouldn't necessarily be pattern matching. You could give them part of the pattern and say replicate this, and then add the third, like 2 elements go into making this, add the third one that responds to this market scenario. So it's both pattern matching and, so there's a little more scaffolding in that sense. It would be the same as you have now, and which would take any more time either, so.
And if you want to go, Andrew Cohen, who's at Old Dominion, is, so he won his teaching awards, right? So,
I know that game.
right, but what I'm saying is, introduce yourself to Andrew, and Andrew can help you
Oh,
get
really?
it. Because he's automated his game, because his game first started with cards, just like yours.
I know. Actually, I also play the game in my course,
Right,
so I
right.
find his picture.
Yes.
I'm very surprised because we have the same idea.
Right, but I mean, what I'm saying is you could, I mean,
Okay.
do the same process. I mean, maybe he's got some contacts to
Okay.
help you. Not-
Okay,
that's not-
I will write to him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's,
Okay, thank you.
thank you very much.